Inspiring, impactful, and transformational. Welcome to Leadership Factory with Shoji Oluwale. Be transformed.
Leadership is relationship. Relationship is leadership. If leadership entails followership, the gap between leadership and followership is relationship. In the realm of leadership, relationship is the cornerstone upon which leaders build their influence, impact, and relationships around. Relationship is the collaborations between a leaders and follower. I used to call them team leaders because everyone's a leader in their unit. Welcome to Leadership Factory. I am Shoji Oluwale. We're going to be discussing factual leadership principle today again in this new episode called Relational Leadership or Relationship Leadership. Relational leadership is a leadership approach centered around building positive relationship, fostering trust, and promoting collaborations within a team, organizations, community, and a nation. That is what we call relational leadership. I want to say that again, that relational leadership carry out its activity through meaningful, respectful, and ethical relationship. Every leader must learn how to build effective relationship with others. If you desire to be a leader, you need to develop what we call people skill. Yes, if you are going to inspire and if you are going to work with others in order to achieve your visions and goals as a leader. People skill is must have for every leader because leadership is about people, not things. Hope you hear that. Leadership is about people, not things. Welcome to Leadership Factory once again. We want you to join us as we go on a 1 minute commercial break.
Are you ready to transform your leadership journey and secure your future in business and ministry? Introducing 3 powerful books by renowned leadership expert Shoji Oluwale. Lead. Unlocking your leadership potential. Discover the mindset, skills, and tools to become an effective and influential leader in your field. Understanding legal business structure for business in Nigeria. A must-have guide for entrepreneurs and business owners who wants to build legally compliant and structurally sound successful businesses. Legal strategies for protecting yourself and ministry, empowering pastors and ministry leaders with practical legal wisdom to safeguard their works and calling. Whether you're leading a business, a church, or a movement, these books are your roadmap to purpose, protection, and powerful impact. Get your copies today. Written by Shoji Oluwale, a leadership development consultant, pastor, legal advisor, a certified management consultant who has over 2 decades experience in organizational leadership, management, business, and ministry. Contact us at Shoji Oluwale Global Leadership Consulting, Lagos. For more information, please call +234 8057 924454 or +234 8167380602. Contact us today.
Welcome back. I am Isoji Orwale. Today again in our Leadership Factory program, we are discussing relational leadership. At this point, I'm going to be outline some few core principle that every relational leader possess, or you must possess as a relational leader if you are going to have effective leadership. If you are going to have effective leadership. Number one is purposefulness. Every relational leader are purposeful person. You must be a purposeful person if you are going to have people following you as a leader. If you are going to relate with people effectively or use this model of leadership to achieve your visions and dreams. Real men, both men and women, do not follow or relate with people who does not know why and purpose of what they are doing. Why do you want to become a leader? Why do you want to lead? What is the reason of aiming to lead that organization? This and other questions you must ask yourself if you are going to have people, if you are going to attract people and lead them to the place of destiny. If you are going to have effective relationship leadership, you must know your why. You must know the purpose why you want to lead people. You must have a vision, a purpose that you are pursuing. Leadership starts with purpose. Leadership starts with purpose. I want to draw your attention to something. Relationship leadership is the original type of leadership given to mankind by God. In the Holy Scripture, we find out that we as a leader, we were not put in a leadership positions to dominate over people. We are put in a leadership positions to relate, to collaborate with other people to achieve a vision. People, you collaborate with people, you relate with people to lead them, but while you dominate things. So when the Holy Scripture was telling us to dominate, it's not telling us to dominate people. It's telling us to relate with people. We were charged to dominate things. We were not charged to dominate people. As a relational leader, or the importance of relationship in leadership, you must have this quality if you are going to lead people effectively. The second principles I'm going to be discussing here is that you must be a lover of people. If you are not a lover of people, you cannot attract people. You cannot attract people. When we say you should be a lover of people, we mean you have to be a genuine lover of people. Have a genuine care for people. Genuine love, not because of what you want to gain. Leadership starts with people and ends with people. Therefore, as a leader, people are your most valuable resources. Oh, you did not hear that. As a leader, people are your valuable resources, not things. You can dominate over things, but you don't dominate over people. you relate with people and what determines the extent of your relationship, of your care to people is your genuine love. Love and caring for people are core of your activity as a leader. In this kind of leadership model, love and care for people is your most valuable tool to carry out your leadership. Yes, that is your most potent tool to carry out your leadership. Here we talk about the third principle, very important principle that you must have, or you must learn, you must develop as a leader to be able to lead effectively in this form of leadership model, is that you must constantly promoting peace amongst people. You must constantly promote peace among people. Many people are not leaders. They only call themselves leader. The only tool they use in leading people is manipulations. And when you are using manipulations to rule people, what you do to people is what we call divide and rule. And how do you do that? You cause chaos, you cause rivalry, you cause problem among people so that you could be able to rule over them, so that you could be able to have part of them to fight the other, so that you continue to rule over them. That is not leadership. That is not leadership. If you are doing divide and rule as a leader, to lead in any organizations, in community, in a nations, in politics, there, what you lack something we call people skill. You lack what we call people skill. Indeed, you may not actually be a bad person totally, but because you lack the tool of effective leadership, that is why you are doing that, and that is called manipulations. Yes, people skill. You need people skill on how to relate with people, on how to reconcile, how to resolve conflict among your people to effectively lead them, brother. The Holy Scripture told us, he said, we have to be at peace with all men. He said, we have been called into peace. We are called to have peace. We are called to exercise peace. We are called to restore, to reconcile people back to teamwork, community work, nations work, to be able to achieve what we should achieve, not divide and rule, promoting chaos. It is unfortunate in part of the world we are, in my own world particularly, whereby some people promote chaos, terrorism in their own sphere of area of authority in order to use that against government in power to sabotage their effort in putting things in place. That is not leadership. That is manipulations. You are not a leader. You are only fighting for what you want to eat. And leadership is about serving other people. Leadership is about serving other people. So this principle is very important. It's a core principle that you promote peace among the people you are leading. Yes, you promote peace among the people you are leading. Stay with us as we go on 1 minute commercial break. We will be back in a minute.
Are you ready to transform your leadership journey and secure your future in business and ministry? Introducing 3 powerful books by renowned leadership expert Isoji Oroale. Lead. Unlocking your leadership potential. Discover the mindset, skills, and tools to become an effective and influential leader in your field. Understanding legal business structure for business in Nigeria. a must-have guide for entrepreneurs and business owners who wants to build legally compliant and structurally sound successful businesses. Lego strategies for protecting yourself and ministry, empowering pastors and ministry leaders with practical Lego wisdom to safeguard their works and calling. Whether you're leading a business, a church, or a movement, these books are your roadmap to purpose, protection, and powerful impact. Get your copies today. Written by Ishoji Oroale, a leadership development consultant, pastor, legal advisor, a certified management consultant who has over 2 decades experience in organizational leadership, management, business, and ministry. Contact us at Ishoji Oroale Global Leadership Consulting, Lagos. For more information, please call +234 8057 924454 or +234 8167 380602. Contact us today.
Welcome back to Leadership Factory, and I'm Isoji Orale. We are still on our discussions, relational leadership. And I said at the beginning of this episode that leadership is relationship. Relationship is leadership. If leadership entails followership, the gap between the leader and the follower is called relationship. And we have moved further to begin to discuss core principles that every relational leader should possess to be able to lead effectively, or core principle in relational leadership. We have just 2 left to discuss. The one here is empathy. Empathy. Yes, the next is empathy. You can only have effective leadership if you have capacity to put yourself in the shoe of others. You can only have effective. What determines the effectiveness of your leadership is your ability to put yourself in the shoe of others. This is one of the major principles of relational leadership. Remember that relational leadership is built upon trust, integrity, influence, and impact. It does not build upon manipulations. One of the principles that should guide every leader is what we call golden rule. Yeah, it is what we call golden rule. You should do to others as you can do to yourself. Whatsoever you cannot do to yourself, you should not do to any other person. Even though we know that many people does not love themselves, but to some certain level, we believe that that which you can do to yourself may be good to others. You understand? We all believe in humanity, that the level of the pain you can give to yourself some other people may be able to take it. But if that thing you want to do, you cannot do it to yourself, you should not do it to other people. Relational leadership is built upon empathy. Your abilities to put other people to put yourself in other people's shoes when you are making decisions, when you are carrying out projects, when you trying to implement policy, when you trying to formulate policy, and all of this. Last but not the least in our discussion today is ethical behaviors. Real leader does not exploit people. Real leader does not exploit people in any form, because leadership is not about exploitation. Leadership is not about looking after your own welfare. Leadership is about looking after people's welfare. I believe you heard that. Leadership is about looking after others' welfare. It is not about looking after your own welfare. You were in the positions to look at others' welfare, to serve other welfare. Let me paint this scenario to you. And the Holy Scripture talks about Jesus performing miracle with bread collected from a small boy. In that garden, the Bible talks about more than 5,000 people in that garden. And when people were hungry, Jesus asked the disciples, he said, can we find anything to feed these people with? The disciples said, no, where can we are in wilderness, we can't get food. But unfortunately, they finally get a food from a small boy. And that food, if Jesus were in a place of authority to serve his stomach, he would have eaten that bread and be satisfied. Like people say, as a leader, if you die for your people, you will not be able to lead them other day. Or let me eat first so that I will have strength to lead these people. Jesus did not do that. He found a means to multiply that bread. He found a means to multiply that bread so that the people could have meal. People could survive. So ethical behaviors is required of us as a leader. Real leaders do not exploit people in any form. Yes, either financially, sexually, all kinds of exploitations of their resources, whatsoever form of exploitation you may talk about, real leaders do not exploit people because they have various ethical guidelines that guide their actions. Their behaviors among people are ethical. Yes, their behaviors among people are ethical. They have several values that guide how they behave among people. Such value are integrity, honesty, sincerity, accountability, fairness, faithfulness. These are the things that guides their actions among people. So starting from now, you need to begin to cultivate honesty, sincerity, integrity, faithfulness, accountability, empathy. You begin to promote peace among people. You begin to lead purposefully. You begin to develop your character. You begin to put yourself in the shoe of other people. That is relational leadership. Do not forget this, that leadership is relationship, relationship is leadership. If leadership entails followership, the relationship, the gap rather, between the leader and the follower is relationship. And only relationship you can build with and have effective influence and impact and generate support to fulfill that dream of yours as a leader. God bless you. Till we meet next in our next Leadership Factory episode.
Are you ready to transform your leadership journey and secure your future in business and ministry? Introducing 3 powerful books by renowned leadership expert Isoji Orwale. Lead. Unlocking your leadership potential. Discover the mindset, skills, and tools to become an effective and influential leader in your field. Understanding legal business structure for business in Nigeria. A must-have guide for entrepreneurs and business owners who wants to build legally compliant and structurally sound successful businesses. Legal strategies for protecting yourself and ministry, empowering pastors and ministry leaders with practical legal wisdom to safeguard their works and calling. Whether you're leading a business, a church, or a movement, these books are your roadmap to purpose, protection, and powerful impact. Get your copies today. Written by Isoji Orwale, a leadership development consultant, pastor, legal advisor, a certified management consultant who has over 2 decades experience in organizational leadership, management, business, and ministry. Contact us at Ishoji Oroale Global Leadership Consulting, Lagos. For more information, please call +234 8057 924454 or +234 8167380602. Contact us today.